second?
We don't have an original to sign, I don't know, anybody got it in their file?
Here, Tim.
No, I don't. But I didn't see any, I had a copy.
Yeah, I saw the email, so
I didn't see
any
any
comments,
corrections.
so I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Okay, we can sign those at the next meeting. Okay, schedule reports. Frank Kitco, zoning inspector.
Okay, gentlemen, first of all, you should all have a copy of January's activities. We processed 5 applications. I will make you aware of, we have 3 Board of Appeals meetings next Tuesday, and we'll have 7 by the end of it, March, in total, as of right now. And I think next Tuesday's meeting, I believe, will be at Adam Hall, if I'm not mistaken, instead of here, because of the expected crowd.
And which one's that for?
That's the one on Messenger, one of the cases is the one on Messenger Road. Okay, secondly, I know we have to adopt fees. My recommendation is we adopt the fee schedule that we have currently, but leave open the fact that we will probably have to add or modify once the zoning commission gets done with their proposed couple amendments, one of them involving food trucks. And my feeling there on food trucks, at this point, once a year, they will have to get a permit. You know, renew it once a year, not every time they do it, or not carbonates. That way we have a little bit of control, but still. But that's pretty much what Bainbridge is doing, and I think it's Chester, one of the other ones. But they're in the process of working on that amendment. And if we don't do something, we won't be able to have any control at all.
So this would kind of treat them like transient vendors a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah, something like that. But, so that will, in the future, will have to be added to the fee schedule, but the rest of the fees at this point in time, I believe, you could adopt them and keep them the same.
So a resident who hires 2 food trucks for his child's high school graduation, they would have to come here and get a
The food
permit.
truck company would have to, yes, would be registered and licensed in the township.
Well, that would be something we'd have to really publicize, because I know for a fact I've been to a lot of graduations in Auburn where food trucks come in, so.
Well, they may work something out, so many timelines or something. If it's like a one-shot deal, it might be something like this. If it's like down here
Down at Huff's or-
Corners, we have, you know, I think they have one at least once a month down here, you know, at the 2 breweries, you know, and here again, that type of business, they do have to have some type of food, so I understand that situation, so. I don't know, I haven't seen the final draft. I know they worked with Dave. Dave asked me, and,
You say this is what Bainbridge does, what do they charge for a permit?
I don't know yet. I see, that's one you, I asked Jane to find that out, and she wasn't able to, yet, but, one of the things that came up is, you know, I don't wanna have to make them get a permit each time, you know, or something like that.
So if it's a one-shot, then you can sell like a single-day permit or
Right,
something like that, but if somebody's gonna do it a regular, we'll just have a permit
Like,
for
I
the year.
think one of the breweries down there, I think they have one like every, you know, maybe every 2 weeks or something like that, they bring one in. And then one night they had the big movie screen and everything up there and everything, but, so I don't know, I just know it's being looked at, and they asked me for any, you know, input on as far as charging, and I says, I don't wanna get into where every time a food truck is someplace we charge, you know. That's gonna be hard to, first of all, hard to police, and, you know, and, I think it's an undue burden on, you know, on them. So if you make it so that, okay, such and such food truck comes in and gets a permit, they can go throughout the township, you know, something like that. So we'll see how they write the amendment. I know they're working with Dietrich, and I know they're also working with the prosecutor's office on it. 'Cause-
Well, I mean, we should be able to simplify it somewhat. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like we're downtown Cleveland trying to keep hot dog vendors off the corner. you know?
Right, so,
Well, I'm thinking those food trucks are probably inspected or licensed or something with the
Right,
health department.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be how you get the word out then.
right. So, and that's all I have. I just know that the Board of Appeals is gonna be busy for the next 3 months.
And when did you say the meeting would probably be on at all?
A week from tomorrow, I believe it's scheduled for.
A week from this Tuesday?
Yeah, so usually the second Tuesday of the month. But I know that, at least 15 residents have received some kind of notification, so. Maybe more, I don't know. I asked my son who lives on Messenger Road, he said no, but I spoke to someone who lives, his daughter lives there, and she did get notification, so I don't know how far down Messenger they went or anything.
And this is all about the landscaping?
Right,
Okay.
so, that's all I have.
Do you wanna just go over what that case is for everybody that doesn't?
Well, yeah, we have a situation where a resident of the township who had a business and an agriculture use within a building since before I became zoning inspector. Periodically had animals, it was a family-owned business. He subsequently sold the property. The new owner subsequently subleased to a landscaping company who stores a considerable amount of equipment outside, which was not done by the prior businesses and so forth. The business that was in there before, like I said, it was part of a family. This is a third party, not a resident of Auburn or anything, that's now running this business. So I can't tell you how it's gonna go. It's up to the Board of Appeals. It's not a permitted use, so therefore it's not permitted, not a listed permitted use. And I think the gentleman with the case that is still open or was recessed is going to, the one with the coffee shop and everything down here, I think he is gonna resubmit everything, because he's now purchased additional property, and I think he's worked this, so they're gonna come in, but they've asked to be withdrawn and resubmit everything.
I went by there today and I saw they took all those trees down on the south side of that, between the physical therapy place and where the coffee shop, is that why that was done?
Yeah, I think
He
so.
bought that
Yeah. That's
section?
what I was told, yes. So he is, he's on the agenda for next Tuesday, but I believe he's asked Jane to be, he wants to withdraw and resubmit with different set of plans and all everything.
He's gonna make that, he's got the building and he's got the garage and then he's got, so what are his,
Well, part of his issue when he came before the board before was his ingress egress
Right.
situation with ODOT and the fact that the traffic pattern was going to have to come back and try to merge into one driveway, and it just didn't flow right, and of course he is asking for an additional variance. It's a pre-existing non-conforming structure, which means the front setback is already closer than what we allow, and he's asking for an additional, I think it's 8 feet for this porch system to support his wheelchair accessibility type of setup. But the big stumbling block, one of the big stumbling blocks with myself and with the members of the Board of Appeals is how the traffic would flow and merge, and, you know, it was just not a, you know, and then there were some other issues with it. And so he says, well, look, let me go to ODOT and see what I can find out from them, and, you know, was suggested that maybe he look at this other piece of property that's kind of sitting there, and I know he did talk with ODOT. I don't know what the final resolution is, but I know he did. So. But he has indicated to Jane that he wants to pull back, get a new set, different set of drawings, and come back. So.
Those are some big trees you had taken down
Yeah.
today.
Yes, there were. So. Anybody else?
Okay, thanks, Frank. Okay, Emmerich, what do you got?
Okay, Auburn Township Road Department report for January 2024. The month saw 17 weather events that required plowing and or salting. We did have one ice storm during the month. A total of 810 tons of de-icing materials were used. This brings the new monthly average to 628 tons. Currently, we have approximately 940 tons of road salt in our dome, and I'm hoping for snow. We have a committed amount of 1,800 tons that does have to come in, so hopefully February and March we pick up a little bit, and I can make some more room in that dome there. And once again, by May 31st, we do have to have this in, and then also the new contract and obligations with the resolution to participate will be coming in here within the next month or two. So we'll have to get that filled out, uploaded to ODOT as well, and get that done before the time runs out. I believe it's the end of May again. Cold patching was done on various roads and will continue weather permitting until the hot mix asphalt plants open. This week is optimum. You should see us out tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, patching some roads, and we know just know where all the holes are, so we're doing pretty good. 2 down trees from previous storms were cleared from communication wires on Snow Road, and that's when we came down there, chief, the primaries. We finally got a machine there and got them off the lower communication wires. They were still jutting out somewhat into the street there. We still have remnants of down trees in the right of way throughout the township, and chipping will begin in the spring as we do, and we'll clear the debris when we have time. Jogga Department on Aging. Here's the proposed letter this morning there for you guys.
Is that the May 31st or something?
Yeah, they provided us with a proposed publication. The days will be the Thursday and Friday prior to our large item trash day. I did peruse the letter. It does look to be in order. If you do look at the contract from Penn there, it does say tires off rim, but he says don't worry about that. They're going to accept it on rims again. We do have it as 4 tires per senior if you look on there per household on rims. We did have a cap of, once again, 100 stops has been set. So if the seniors aren't on the list, they still have the opportunity to bring it in on Saturday's large item day, and I don't believe we're charging the seniors that didn't make the list, is that correct? If they come in on that Saturday, okay. And the reason we have the 100 stops is that's about all we can physically take care of in the 2 days that we have with the crew that we have.
Yeah, but you have to, an Auburn resident would have to call the Department of Aging.
Correct.
And then they call you? Is that-
They supply me with the list, and
With the
yes, so
list?
we make the routes up then, yes, correct.
If someone had windows replaced, and they had the whole frames of windows with the window, is that an item?
We
that you
generally
picked up?
take them, yeah. When it says construction debris, I mean, you can't typically tear your shed down or stuff, we don't, and the senior days don't pick that type of stuff up. And if you see, it does say 10 items there, so we try to, consolidate it if it is loose, and, we do make considerations at times. Are you on the list, Gene?
I'm gonna be, because I had some windows replaced, and I don't know where to put that stuff.
Yeah, we'll take that. all the department.
Take any old honey boxes or anything?
As long as they're still honey lines. Yeah, absolutely.
Because the chief won't let me burn them.
Okay. Other than that, continuing with the Geauga County engineers, we'll start dialogue again as far as the drainage on our OPWC project. Mind you, we have different roads out, which would be Edward Lane, Edmund Road, and those roads would be a separate bid altogether. It can't be included with the OPWC work. So we'll have two processes this year of putting roads out to bid with the county engineers there. And I do believe the OPWC has to start before July 1st, which was the award date back in 2023 with the OPWC funds. That's what I got for you guys.
Thank you, Amber. Any
You're
questions for Amber? Okay, Mr. McCune.
Really gonna relinquish most of my time. I have really nothing to report on yet, but other than to say I see that we send our membership dues in to the Chagrin River Watershed Partners, so we're again partners for another year. And that amount went up quite a bit, didn't it, Dan, from last year?
Like 3% or something, wasn't it?
I don't know, I didn't.
It was they're doing like something tied to cost of
Right.
living,
So we're paying $1,303 for our membership to the Watershed Partners. That's it. I really have nothing. I relinquish the rest of my time to Mr. Canada.
Well, Mike asked me to get the heater replacements and the overhead heaters in the garage. We had one estimate at the last meeting, and I asked you guys to chase some more, which they did. And turns out the first estimate was far and away the lowest. Local guy too. It looks like your notes, or I'm not sure whose notes this are, but 10-year warranty it looks like on these.
Correct, on the new installation, yeah.
So we're gonna do the two at the south end, because one of those is not working
Right.
at all. And, any thought to doing all of them, or should we just, it's a big enough project that two at a time is, we'll get a, HVA guy.
I mean, are two,
Well, you said we had
we have
money.
two of them that are still functional?
Yeah, right, but I think they're gonna update the two on the burners, aren't they? Is that in there or no?
Replace two couplings and two sections of steel tube, service call. I don't see anything in this quote, the lowest one, about,
Is that just the updating of the two PJ or the replacement of the whole systems, all the systems? Isn't there two typers?
estimate to install the following: two Solaronics infrared heaters
Okay, all right, they're replacing the ones that aren't working, right,
and two controls.
yeah.
I thought at the last meeting, Mike suggested we have the money, let's fix them while we have it, right?
Well, we wanted to see what it would cost to do the
Right.
whole thing. But like I said, if two of them are repairable,
Yeah, well, and the other thing, I mean,
how much would it be to replace all four of them based on this quote?
well, this is, double that,
Okay,
so that'd be all four of them.
okay, if you double that, that's only 16,000.
It
You've got
is.
13,000 in the, OPEB money.
We got
so-
more than
We got
that.
more than that.
44,000,
It's back up again?
yeah.
You looked at these three quotes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
This was Michael Fenstermaker though, was the head on this,
Okay.
that charged the lead.
I guess my question is, not always the cheapest price is the best prices. Have you looked at these and make a recommendation that what would be better than maybe, that would be my question right off the bat, is the lowest price the best deal for us, or is,
I think what we need to do then is to revisit it if we're doing it in its entirety and see where the numbers fall again. Stankus, I believe, is the lowest there.
Yeah, as
Well,
a
I wasn't
per,
gonna
as a
name
per,
anybody.
as a per unit thing, you got 4,000, these are all for new units,
Yes.
each one of them. $6,662 per, $7,430 per.
Right.
So not terribly close.
And these are quotes from electricians, heating and
Oh,
cooling
yeah,
people?
heating, HVAC.
I say we stick with the original plan, let's do the two.
Okay.
We already got, there's another one in the oven there to pay the lighting in town hall that we just fixed over here. And we redid those lights because you can get both of them.
And those are, PJ, we should get a credit, I believe, on the ballast, because these are new LED lights that don't require the ballast, so there should be some
That's-
returns there.
That's for over here.
Yes, but every light had to be rewired to accept the new LEDs. So,
All right, so that project came in just under 1,100. This project, as we spec'd it out and priced it already, is $8,000. This was just kind of certified this week. So yes, we were at 30,000, now we're up to 44 available for these type of projects. So there goes 10, essentially, close. Yeah, so since we've already done this, I'm gonna make a motion, we go with Stankus Heating and Cooling for the 2 Solaronics infrared heaters and installation. It cost $8,000.
I still like to replace all 4.
Well, then we'll have them back. As I said, local guy. So,
I tend to agree with Mike.
Get them in there, get them in once, get them all done.
we'll ask them to do some.
see if we get the quantity discount.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, see what the prices will be if we do all 4.
Okay, you got it.
And then revisit it again when you've got all things, so we know the exact figure we're looking at.
Okay.
Just, yeah, it's like, just my experience with this is, yeah, you're gonna get those 2 in there, and the third one's gonna go out next week, and it's, I'd like to know that we're at least set up for the next 10 years, we're not gonna have to address these.
Yeah, but we do have to get to these because we have explained that issue with the air exchange, what happens there.
With the tempered air unit, what happens when these are running there and it's releasing the gases into the CO or the night, one of the two that I have, the chief CO and NO or whatever.
Yeah.
When it's releasing them, what happens is our exhaust fans energize, and then we have to temper the air coming in with the huge heated unit. So we're using a lot of natural gas as well, reheating the air that's coming in there as we're exhausting the fumes that are coming off these elements.
I would think
So-
Stankus could have you had the quote, we just talked about this at the last meeting, you could have that quote by the next meeting, couldn't you?
I would think so, yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, got it.
Okay. I guess the only other thing is we've contacted the prosecutor and she's involved now with the Cub Scout, Boy Scout financial thing. She's grudgingly taking it on, I'll put it that way, so. But, we'll do our part, because that's what we are, is the charter organization, so. Debbie, thank you for your help with that too, kind of getting the ducks in a row for us. That's about all I have.
Okay. Dan, don't be telling me I gotta do anything.
Let's see. Okay, I'll have a copy of the payment listings. Since our last meeting, I've processed 9 electronic payments totaling $53,132.15. Processed 21 warrants totaling $11,002.99 for a total of $64,135.14. You also all have a copy of the bank reconciliation for the month of January. And as of the 31st of January, we have $627,287.32 in our primary checking account at Middlefield Bank. And our Star Ohio balance account has $1,164,094.29. Just for the record, the minutes, the organizational meeting minutes that we approved, I had originally set Emmerich's hourly wage at $33.26. In the meeting, Mike, you had mentioned you wanted to round up to $33.27, which is what I did. However, we didn't catch the in the actual written minutes that we approved, it was still at $33.26. So I just wanted to clarify the record that, and I did go back and confirm that at the meeting, it was decided to be $33.27, so just to make it official.
Okay. So you do all that extra money,
Give it back to the town.
I used the mathematical principles of rounding. Mike used the Mike Troyan principle. You got an extra 3/4 of a cent.
It's my employees, I always round up.
Hey, Bedford, we round up different, right?
That's right.
And the only other thing is I noticed in our current bills, the shop supplies that we purchased, and I spoke with Mike Ludwig. It just jumped at me, the cost. He did say it was he purchases those annually, I guess.
With that company.
Weisskopf
Industries,
Yeah.
yeah, once you review a purchase with them. And Mike handles all my sundry items, that's all that per se, so I put that in his lap to do. So,
I asked him if he wouldn't just look around and see if Amazon's cheaper or something. Plus, they hit us with a $63.87 freight bill, so which seemed kind of high. But other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. All right, old business, there was correspondence from the prosecutor regarding the marijuana issue. I've got Nancy doing some research, just to contact the other townships and just kind of see where they're at on this issue. Like I said, there's no rush on it, so I want to get a little background information going on this.
It's gonna be interesting, because I've talked at the quarterly dinner, I talked to a few, and a lot of the trustees that are in our, or my age bracket, are opposed to it. But on the other hand, the people of Jog County overwhelmingly supported it. So, that's gonna be a tough call, I think.
That's the only thing that bothers me about it, is that, give people the right to vote on something and then try to circumvent it by slipping some other port, into it. That just doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't, and there's so little we know yet, like, what are the license costs? Can this guy up here in our industrial park that's selling the other stuff, I mean, will he be able to buy a license? Are they gonna be affordable? Can the drive-through beverage place down here sell it? Are they gonna be able to buy it, or is it gonna be, only for millionaires, like for the people who grow it in the big commercial places?
Again, it's gonna be.
There's the questions I'd like to know.
Are they gonna license it like liquor licenses,
Right.
where you only have so
Absolutely.
much per area anyway? Unknown, too many unknowns.
Way too many.
So we'll keep that tabled until things start getting straightened out here. Okay.
Strip clubs was a lot easier.
Yeah, we can do like it did. We'll have the strip club marijuana area.
And going back to that just brought back memories of Warner Lang beating the hell out of me up there too over that too. How are you permitting this? You're allowing this.
Oh yeah, we were the smut mongers.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, so we got Emmer taken care of. Quotes for Penn, Ohio. So, again, this would be for the roadside cleanup, and 10-yard roll-off, $315 to haul it, $6,950, 2-ton minimum. We just get one for that, is that?
Just one 10
Is
yards.
that-
Yeah, that's sufficed over the last several years.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to accept Penn, Ohio's bid for the Auburn roadside cleanup.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene,
Yes.
Okay, and then we've got for the 2024 spring clean, assuming that's the,
Our diving trash.
okay. So we're looking at.
What is that?
Large item.
Large
drop
item,
off.
okay, first Saturday of June.
Okay, so we got 4 40-yard roll-off for refuse, $95 delivery, $395 per haul. $69.50 P/T
Okay,
is the third,
Per ton, I'm assuming.
yeah, that would be for
that's per ton, okay. 80-yard roll-off for metal. $95 delivery, $395 per haul, reimbursement.
Yeah, we get paid for that.
And then 140-yard for the passenger tires, same price, $95 delivery, $1,200 per haul, and $295 per ton.
And that has,
Like, we get reimbursed from,
it's likely to get reimbursed 100%, although they're kind of, if you remember, they're kind of not guaranteeing that anymore, but
yeah.
it'll be largely
And
reimbursed.
PJ,
through-
for our conversation, I did speak with Penn, Ohio. We still want to stick with the, if we get a truck tire or an ag tire, and then on the rims as well as we discussed, we're still gonna go with that, correct?
Yep.
Right.
Okay, because if you look at the contract there, it says off rims. He did say disregard that, we will make accommodations for us to accept the larger tires as well, and the tires on the rims.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, what, 90% of the tires we get are
Are
off.
off.
rims. Yeah.
Okay. All right, now,
You want a motion though?
yeah,
All right, motion to go with Penn, Ohio for their quote, for large item.
I'll second.
Mike,
yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Okay. All right, the resolution 2024-01, authorizing all actions necessary to accept the Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council OPEC 2024 Energized Community Grant for $13,761.
Did you make a motion to adopt?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Okay, and we have franchise fees received for Altis, for $1,432.26. I'll make a motion to put that in the land acquisition and improvement fund.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions?
Yes. And I'm just curious, I've seen, Burnham and Fowler invoices before, I'm just not used to seeing two separate ones. So, the first one up there on the list is, I gather that's electronic payment, 16-2024. And that was for 1786.46, and then an additional, 20-2024 also for Burnham and Fowler's for $214. I just wondered if, you know, you could provide some clarification, differentiation into.
The first one is the combination total of all the HRA credits that occurred during the month of January that we paid.
Okay, credits,
As the employees pay for their prescriptions and stuff like that, it comes right out of our, there's individual charges that come out of our account electronically. I just total them up and
Okay.
make one transaction for the month instead of 30.
gotcha.
And then the $214, that's the fees, 3 months of fees that they charge us to manage that. Burnham and Flower manages that.
Did
There
they
are-
always do that? Have a management fee?
Yeah,
Always did?
they're a third-party administrator.
Ah, okay. Appreciate that information. Thank you.
Okay, one last thing we're gonna slip in here is, you got the, Keith, you wanna just roll with it, you've got all that.
We have to, during the organizational meeting, 2 members of the Township Trustee Board were appointed to the Volunteer Firefighter Dependents Fund group for the year of 2024. We have 2 people from the fire company, I'm one of those 2, that also serve on that board. That board is charged to meet once a year, elect the chairman, elect the secretary, and then elect a 5th member to the board who is not associated with either the township or the fire company. So, that's what we gotta do.
Carl,
I second that.
okay, I think that's Carl accepting it, I'll make a motion that Carl
It's the 5th.
is the 5th person.
I will serve as secretary since I'm the secretary of the fire company, if that's works for you guys.
That's fine.
And we just need a chairman for the committee.
Okay, since you 2 guys are on it,
No, you two guys are on it.
oh, no, we already put you 2 on it.
No, I think we picked you on it. Isn't the chairman and the vice chairman serve on that board?
Is this the
Yeah, but you
dependency
gotta
board?
remember, as
The
a matter of,
dependency board?
I'm not on the board.
Dependents, yeah, fire, it's.
yeah, the fire dependency board, trust me. If you go back in the minutes, you'll see that you guys are in there.
And you meet once a year.
And
All
once
this
a year.
meeting once a year.
Yeah, so anyway, I would like to make a motion to let have PJ be the chairman and Mr. McCune be the,
I will submit the necessary online form and that will be done within.
And what's Gene? The what?
The other member of the
I guess
board.
vice chairman.
well,
Yeah.
All right, so when we have this meeting, does it need to be advertised?
No, this is just, this is the meeting right now.
Okay.
yeah.
And I guess the 3
So
of
we'll
us.
have another one of these next year, just like this.
Yeah.
You wait till I'm chairman.
And-
And once again, it's one of those things you certainly
Right.
hope you never use, so.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we might as well do it the right way.
We wanna make it sure that it's done right, so that if it does have to come
Yeah.
before we have it in our wheelhouse, so.
Yeah, agreed.
And Mike, do you need to make a motion to accept the zoning fees for 2024? Since you didn't do it at the,
Actually, we historically have done it at this meeting.
right,
First meeting.
that's why I'm asking, since I suggested we keep it the same.
Oh, okay, yeah, since we're not changing it, you slip that into, I'll make a motion to keep the fees the same for zoning for 2024 as they were for 2023.
We didn't do that at the organizational meeting?
No, we've been doing it in February
Yeah, we've
for,
always been doing it in February.
we kind of defer because you got new members generally. For whatever reason, we've been doing the first meeting in February as long as I can remember.
Right, yeah.
I'll second.
Yeah,
Mike,
Yes,
PJ,
yes.
Gene?
Yes.
and we still have the, do the vote for the dependency board, just to get that on the record.
Okay, you got the motion for that then, Dan? Can you read that back real quick? We got a chairman and you got,
Carl Snyder's the fifth person, the resident.
okay, so
on the
that's
dependency
make that one motion.
Yes, PJ will be the chairman, your
board.
secretary.
Gene's the vice chairman.
Do we have a vice chairman, or is it?
Doesn't matter.
He's just an additional member.
He's
Oh, no,
just
I want a
an
title.
So we're basically, we have a chairman, a secretary, the two other are just extraneous members,
And then
and then Carl is the main man, number 5, tiebreaker.
So who made that motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second it. Since I'm the vice chairman.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Oh, we got through that. All right.
Who's the other one from the fire department?
Jeff Stanzik, he's our vice president.
Okay, on that note,
Oh, before we adjourn, had I been paying attention, I would have remembered, that's, the zoning fee,
Joining fees.
and what is that, from
For-
last year?
Pardon me?
What is the fee for that from 2023?
All the fees.
No, all the fees.
All the fees.
All the fees.
we
all the
charge.
zoning
Oh,
fees,
zoning, okay.
Yeah,
BZA.
stay the same, yeah.
all the,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
BZA.
Which, no change.
Yeah, no
Okay.
change, but
Okay. But what were they? Because I don't remember.
It's a laundry list.
It's a big
yeah.
list.
I'm interested in zoning amendment or zoning and to apply for BZA.
Well,
Well,
the base price to go to the BZA is $450.
It's how much?
$450.
Oh, okay.
cost of an amendment still 800.
I
if you
believe
wanna
it's still
initiate.
there. I don't have it in front of me, but yeah.
Because that can be a citizen amendment, right, at this point?
To initiate,
Or
a-
zone-
yeah,
to
you can
initiate a
initiate
zoning,
an
yeah.
amendment, yes.
Okay, thank you.
anything else? Have a motion?
I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yep.
Gene.
Yes.
My son, he actually went back to work January 1st, so he's doing good. Noticeable limp, it is what it is. Dummy got on his motorcycle
Oh, jeez.
and rode it through the yard and crashed. So,
Training wheels, or training wheels.
yeah, no, he's adamant about going again, but he's healed up, you know, and his femur is broken in 4 sections. And he broke his pelvis and he broke his knee. So he went back, there's one area that still isn't completely calcified, or however they just, describe it, so they're watching in one area. But evidently there's enough blood supply that the rest is healed good, so. They went back in and they take some hardware out that was bothering him, so. If you look at the x-rays, he's got so many plates and screws to hold them together. But he's back up, back out on patrol,
How long's it been now?
August 18th. That was a long time.
6 months, get on 6 months though.
Yeah. But he said he never finished the race, so he's going back this year. Okay.
Well, hey,
It's my fault because that's what we did. We didn't do
Where you
his
at,
fault, we
Joe?
raced, so.
And he
I
figured
did ask my
he
dad,
had to do the
and he has
airport,
no idea why that was called
stay at
Mosquito
a
Farm.
hotel for the night, leave our car there all week.
Just an FYI, we have another Eagle Scout,
Nice.
It's there,
should be happening about right now. They'll be getting notices about Court of Honor coming up probably in March or April.
Thank you.
And he's having his board review tonight.
You ever been to Disney World?
yeah, a couple times.
It was like going hell, isn't it? It's not gonna be bad this time of year, but we always go like in the middle of summer when it's like 120 degrees.
Dan, what time's the flight?
10 to 6 tomorrow morning.
That'd be nice weather.
Yeah, it should be. First time we were there was like 45 years ago, and there was nothing but Magic Kingdom. And
That's
when
when
we-
guys used to take their video cameras that weighed about 75 pounds on their shoulder, and they're sweating like a fool, and the kids screaming bloody murder, and a cheeseburger costs $75, and a Coke is $25, and
You bring back fond memories here, Jay.
Why they call it Magic Kingdom.
there you go.
Just a ticket for the day to go between all the 3 parks is like $250 for one person.
Cedar Point's no better. I used to go there every 7 years, because it took me 7 years to figure out how bad I hated it the first time.
The first time we took the kids, all they wanted to do was stay at the hotel and swim.
Sure.
I said,
You can take them to Beechwood
Yeah.
and rent a hotel.
I know.
Swim in the pool.
Well, they say attendance is lagging though right now, right?
I
The
don't
park's
know.
pretty much open and not as congested as it's been in the past is what I'm hearing.
The problem that they have, they market that as a place for children. That is no place for children. It's for adults who think they're children, but if you take little kids there, half hour, they're ready to go home, and you just spend $250 for them to get in.
Well, if you wanna stand 2 hours to get on a ride, a little kiddie ride, or 3 hours to get on a ride, I understand that, you know?
I was there once, you could buy a ticket for one of the 3 parks, and Epcot was brand new,
Yeah,
and that was pretty neat. That was pretty cool, early 80s.
yeah.
I haven't been back since.
I just hope Mickey's not wearing a dress and I gotta explain it to my grandchildren.
Oh,
It's a brave new world.
Gets braver every day.
I'm gonna tell you a terrible story about Disney World. My brother went with his son when they were little, and my sister-in-law had a wheelchair only to carry their purses and their luggage and that she was pushing the cart. My nephew, who was about 6 years old, was sitting in the cart, and my brother was pushing him. They were going to get in line for a ride, and the guy sees my brother pushing him in the wheelchair, and he calls him up to the